And welcome. We're so glad you're here. I've been looking forward to this because we really have a good time. It is Happy Medium Monthly, and we have Susan Ahearn, and we'll be taking some questions, and she'll be doing some free readings. But before we start that, I'm Annette Munich. I'm Father Shawn Whittington's co host. Father Shawn is on medical leave. His wife has been very, very seriously ill, has had a number of surgeries, and it's just been quite the ordeal. We do have a GoFundMe for her, and I'm going to put the link in the chat room. And also, I'm going to put the link after the show for people who are watching the show later that can't join us live. So here's the link. And if you look for this on GoFundMe, it is called Join Sharon's Fight to Beat Cancer. And that is Sharon Whittington. And letting you know that all of your prayers and your donations are appreciated more than you can imagine. And thank you so much for remembering him and praying for and helping with his wife. Father Shawn Whittington is a priest with the SOCC, that's the United States Old Catholic Church. He is also an author. He's written two books, God, Ghosts, and the Paranormal Ministry, Volumes 1 and 2. I have one over here. This is Volume 2. Available on his website. You can get a signed copy. Or on Amazon, we have it in Kindle and paperback. And that's another way to support Father Shawn. You may know him from Eli Roth Presents The Legion of Exorcists on Travel Channel. You can catch up on all of those very creepy, I might add, episodes on Max and Discovery Plus. So beyond that, I think I'm about ready to bring on Susan. And just welcome to everybody. So glad that you're here. We always enjoy all of you being here. I'm going to bring around before I start saying hi to everybody. We're getting a crowd in here. Hi, Susan.
Yay. Hi, love.
Hello. So we have Wojo saying, have a great show.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we have Butterfly Brain. Hello, everyone. So glad to be here. Well, welcome. We're glad that you're here.
I love that butterfly brain. That is so cute.
Yeah, I had a butterfly incident this morning,
You
a
did.
blue one. Yeah, I always pay attention to butterflies. Of course, we have a lot of flowers out here, and they love it. And we have a lot of hummingbirds, but very
And that-
sweet.
I had
Welcome here.
oh, go ahead. Oh,
We got
yay.
Heidi.
Hi,
Good
Heidi.
evening, Annette. Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, girl. Hey. We can start the party now that Heidi's here. Give her a heart,
Woo-hoo.
and she's always so great with us. And
Yeah.
we have Michelle, and Michelle is saying hello. We're glad you're here, Michelle. It's always great when
Yes.
you show up. And
Oh, it's great.
we've got Travis. Travis,
Travis.
we always remember Travis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
we
was
got
I calling him last show? Trevor?
Trevor. And then after that, you weren't here, and I'm like, Travis, what'd you
See?
do to Trevor? Where's Trevor?
Where did Trevor
What'd you
go?
do to Trevor? So, all of that. And just really glad to have everybody here with us. Welcome, Travis. Always a pleasure. And we're going to talk for a few minutes because we had the super duper huge monumental eclipse, and it really was. There's not going to be another eclipse like this until 2043 or 44, so it's a big deal.
Thank God. Just throwing that in there. Phew.
and it's been a lot of astrology in August. So today is the
Mhm.
first day past eclipse day. So maybe big changes, turn the page, new chapter, stuff like that. I'm positive about it. I went out last night to look at it. Did you go out last night?
I did get to see it. But you know
Yeah,
what? The whole eclipse is also a part of what's happening in our environment as well.
yeah,
So it's not surprising that all over the world, everyone's kind of, some people more than others are going through Mother Nature's fury. Not surprising because this eclipse is part of it. But
Travis said Trevor is hiding.
Trevor's hiding. Well, when he feels safe, he can come out.
Yes, absolutely. Um, so yeah, that's interesting, and it just seems like everything's sort of coming to a head, and but I felt good about the eclipse, and I felt like I don't know, I'm optimistic about it. The
Yeah,
weather
great.
stuff is terrible,
Right. It's a double-edged sword. It's that double-edged sword.
right?
Hmm. New beginnings, definitely things letting go. I mean, if the flooding wasn't a perfect example of, things building up and then releasing,
Yeah, that's
huge,
true.
right?
And
And so
I was
that's kind of what's
surprised when I saw a video about it because they called it flooding, but it really looked like a tidal wave. It was like, oh my
happening.
God, like it took out that great big building in China and it took out
That's
that bridge in Nepal.
yeah.
And Nepal's up in the mountains, so that's kind of interesting because you think up there, if you get flooding, it's from snow melt and a lot of rain or something. I don't know. Don't ask me, I don't know, but it looked pretty bad. Hi, Carrie.
Yeah.
How are you? Welcome. We're so glad to see you. Um, so that was kind of shocking, and that was just like day before yesterday, maybe 2 days
Hmm.
ago. Very, very
Yeah.
recent. So,
Can you imagine the energetic feeling just around all of that? And just like even just standing there and you're feeling it rumbling, and the earth is rumbling and you don't even know it's coming. Like
right,
you don't know it's coming. You know something's coming because you don't even know I don't even know what their alert system is like. But
right.
yeah, crazy.
And you
Absolutely
know what?
crazy.
What's so interesting? It's a little bit to the side, but not really. But like when there's tidal waves and natural disasters, they find very few dead animals. The animals know. And if you see a whole bunch of animals running past you, you should probably, and the birds are flying and everybody's going this way, and the ocean is right over here, then you should probably take that into account and be like, okay, party's
That is
over.
very helpful advice, Annette.
Time to go home.
If you see animals running, run. Yeah, right?
But it's true because
Yeah.
their instinct, they're like
Hmm.
so plugged into environmental weather changes and all of that that they know they find very few animals.
Right, right.
They flee.
Hmm.
We're the, idiots like, what? What's happening?
Well, and you saw that people standing down by the rocks. I'm like, okay, where's the alert system in your body that says probably should leave now?
Run, Forrest, run.
Right? Right? That's what I
Yeah,
was thinking and watching these videos, and I'm like, this is not going to play out right. This is not
right.
going to be good.
Well, I felt bad. I mean, probably, especially, I don't know. Again, I'm no expert, but it's so rare for something like that to happen that it's just like it can't be that bad. How bad can it
I'm
be?
sorry, but it looked bad, and I was like, this is not like a cute little lazy river. This is like,
Right.
yeah, I don't know. All my
So
empaths would have been running for the hills. Like we were just so sensitive that I couldn't. I'd be like, okay, this is so wrong in many levels. Yeah,
right.
gotta go.
Well, I'd see a deer and three bunny rabbits go by, and I'm like, that's it. We're done. We're done. We're done. Pack it
Yeah,
up. We're done. So anyway, I have Linda Wenzel. Hi, Linda. My cat is like me. We're both sensitive to energy. Animals are very sensitive to spirit world.
Mm-hmm.
Very sensitive to spirit world. And there's a lot of stories like that. In fact, most stories that people have paranormal in their house, they will be talking about their animals staring in a corner, having a room they avoid, or even a whole floor they avoid, reacting to things that nobody is able to see or hear. But the cat or the dog seems fixated on
Yeah.
something, psychotic sometimes, and all of that is because they're so attuned.
Yeah. I have a room in my house I avoid.
Do
It's
you?
the laundry room.
Is it in the basement? Oh
It
no, this
is,
is a joke. You don't like to do laundry. Okay, I got it. See, she got me.
but
She
it
got
is in the
me.
basement. No, I do laundry. I just
I took her serious.
you did.
I had a
That is
house.
not that kind of show. We are not serious here.
Well, I had a house where I had to like psych myself up to go into the basement and do laundry.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'd be psyching myself up, and then I'd go down there, and then I'd get everything going, and then I'd start going up the stairs, and I'd feel like something was right behind me,
Mhm.
breathing out my neck, gonna grab my ankles or something, and I'd be running up the stairs every single time. I
Yeah.
hated that basement.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I've seen just so much that that doesn't bother me anymore. I've seen some pretty intense stuff. So like the worst of the worst, I don't want to say that because then they're going to show me something else that's worse than that. But I've experienced some intense stuff that I kind of like, stop breathing on my neck. It's like a bad
E,
date or a night at the bar late or something. You're like,
yeah,
get off me. What are you doing? So I don't know.
yeah. I know what you mean about that. I hate that. I had that once when I was helping out with a case. It wasn't even in the area, and I wasn't at the location. And I was going to sleep, and I heard a man whispering in my ear and felt his breath on my ear when I was laying in bed. And that was about the end of it.
There's
I was,
nothing worse than you can smell along
I,
with it. Do you smell? Do you have that ability?
I do sometimes,
Yeah.
but like I was talking about that with Carol. Carol, you're late, Carol. You said you were coming.
Sliding in late. Mm-mm.
Carol. But we were talking about that a little bit, and he had an experience recently, which I'll let him tell himself, but
Yeah.
that brought me to saying that, like, my step grandfather, when he was around, you could smell his cherry tobacco pipe smoke.
Oh, I love that.
I love that.
That
I
is
love
my
that.
favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
just really nice. Younger
Mhm.
people, they missed that whole pipe era, except when
Yeah.
you put something else in it other than cherry tobacco, uh,
That is a
sliced
nice smell.
tobacco, which is what people used to put in pipes.
Mhm.
It's a great smell.
It
And
is a
my
great smell.
girlfriend, sometimes when she's in her back room, the rocking chair rocks a little bit and she smells her mother's Lily of the Valley perfume.
Oh, I love Lily of the Valley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all of those are very nice stories, very sweet
Mhm.
validations, ways that spirit can let you know that they're around without being scary. We've got Linda saying, "Oh, I hated the basement growing up. It creeped me out big time." Yeah, basements can be no bueno. Yeah,
Right?
Carrie, my animals and kids were my best guides for me to tell what was happening in our homes and other places that we went. Yeah, the animal, I think that's like right away in the beginning moving in. Sometimes you see that they don't want any part of one part of the house. They're just don't want to be in there at all. They're um, just a great way to check out a new place is to bring your animals through it room by room and see if they are showing any kind of reaction,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're like me and you get a house that is a big house and a great price and you can move in right now. I did that.
Did you? That's what you
So,
did.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was the basement I didn't want to go in. A lot of things happened there. But I mean, the point is beware of the big old house that you could move in the next 5 minutes if you want to, and it's a very, very good price. My inner child tells me this is Carrie. Why I played the lava game. I remember as kids we jumped from couch to chairs not to touch the lava. Oh yeah, the floor is lava game. That is fun.
Yep.
Okay, so I guess we could open for questions if anybody,
Yeah. We'll just
any
chat and
comments.
open up for questions if
We're
anyone
just
has one.
chatting. Butterfly said yes, and we pretended there were sharks too. Yes,
When life was good, games were simple.
when life was good, life was simple. Games
Mm-hmm.
were simple, and um, we entertained ourselves. Kids now, they want to be entertained all the time. I worry that they're losing their imagination, like stuff like this. And we all did it. It's just a simple thing. Oh, the floor is lava. You gotta, jump your way around and not fall on the floor or sharks or whatever you want to do.
Yep.
But just simplicity. And we were, I think, a lot happier. It wasn't as gloom and doomy, although I don't want to over romanticize it because when I was younger, they did have, like, which is kind of funny now, they had these disaster drills at school, get under your desk. That's supposed to be what's going to save you from a nuke. Get under your desk. And it's like, okay, we all get under our desk and come back up or go
Yeah.
outside and come back in for a fire drill. But that wasn't going to save. And I'm old, so this was when we were afraid that we were going to get nuked from uh,
Yeah.
the
Who was
Soviet
that?
Union. Yeah,
It's like, who wanted to nuke us back then? Yeah. Who else
Soviet,
wanted to nuke us?
Soviets.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
And but we were pretty happy people, and we lived a simple life. If we brought a lot of younger people back into our world for one day, it'd be like we had one car, one TV, one phone on the wall, and we were happy. It's a much simpler life than we have now. Play outside, didn't have to. Nobody was going to kidnap you because they could barely afford the kids they had. So um, that wasn't. You could stay out till the lights came on. I have a feeling I'm a lot older than you, but I'm talking about life in the 70s. Were you alive yet in the 70s?
Yeah, I was. I'd like to say I wasn't, but I was.
Okay,
Um,
well,
yeah, we have
there's a
no street
compliment.
lights on my road, so I guess I don't know when you come home. You just come home when you come home, I guess. Or you don't come home. I don't even know.
As soon as it got dark, anyway, when the street lights went on and that meant come home, and
Yeah.
if
Or
Dad
the
came
porch
out,
light.
the porch light,
Yeah,
if
the
Dad
porch light.
came out and did that two-finger
Oh,
whistle thing, you were
yeah.
in trouble. You better run now because
That
he's
was
with himself.
now.
That was like,
Yeah.
shh, shh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the whole neighborhood could hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie said, "Right, Butterfly, our inner child, instincts telling us warnings through games." Yes, and Butterfly says, absolutely. So I try to keep up with the conversation, but sometimes it gets a
Yeah.
little bit a lot, and I don't get to
Yeah.
put everybody's comment up. So if that happens,
And I can't help you on your end
I do
because, or this end, I
apologize.
should say.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can.
You're on your own. Sorry.
Okay.
So I thought this was really funny when
Okay.
I saw this a couple times on social media, and I don't know if anybody else did, but it was China. The thing was, it was China was telling their people not to talk to aliens. Did you see that little social
I
media
heard
ad?
a little bit about that, but I wasn't sure if that was real or not because there's so much going around,
Right?
and it
Isn't it awful
sounded
when
kind of,
you can't
it
believe
sounded
anything?
kind of, okay, so China's asking its people not to talk to aliens.
So I wanted to debunk it or find out if this was true because I thought this was hysterical. Um, and it's sort of true.
Really?
It is. It's sort of true. So it is not a government order, but it is a declaration. I don't know what SETI is. Anybody knows?
SETI,
SETI
I know what
declaration.
SETI is.
Okay.
SETI is like, I'm going to say it in a non sophisticated way, but it is like our big,
Does it have to do
I
with
don't,
the UN?
I don't want to know.
No.
It's
Oh,
a,
okay.
I don't want to say it's an observatory, but it absolutely is.
Okay.
It studies space.
Okay. So it was the principles of the International Academy of Astronomics. Astronautics. No, not nomics. Nautics. And so they set up some protocols, but these protocols have been around since 1989. And the
Um,
protocols are they don't want you having independent extraterrestrial conversations or interactions. It was really interesting. And I never knew that that was even there. Yeah.
well,
Until it is confirmed. So they don't want you having genuinely confirmed research should not be independently responded to until the international UN constellations have taken place. So there's like a little checklist, but that where I'm sure civilians aren't supposed to be on that checklist.
but
So yeah,
that's kind of interesting because there's still people that they don't know what to believe. Look at me, I didn't even know if that article was
right,
accurate. But here's the thing: if that's true, and if a country such as China, but could be anybody, even a smaller
right,
country, if they're saying don't communicate with aliens, that's better than the debate of aliens are or aren't real because that's your whole government saying they're real because if they weren't real, then they wouldn't be telling you not to talk to
right,
them.
right. Then
Carl's
there's no need for this
here.
declaration, this um, international declaration, which is even interesting how they put that spin. So back in '89, they felt like something needed to be in place. And so it just kind of goes to show you they've been hiding all sorts of stuff
Oh,
completely. But once again, it's like this full disclosure thing is that, yeah, there's clearly a reason. But the government never said we're going to do things to you if you talk to an alien. They didn't say that. They're just not encouraging people to make independent CE5 interactions, I guess. I don't know.
it is so much of cover ups and BS. I
All
believe,
right.
you know, if you, well, okay, we're not talking about it goes all the way back to Roswell and before
Hmm.
Roswell, but distinctly Roswell. Um,
And that
and
was Eisenhower time.
I think
Is that,
1947.
yeah, Eisenhower, I think. I
So,
think.
and,
Where's
you know,
Carl when you need him? Carl.
Carl's here. Carl will get us the correct number. And
Who's the president during Roswell or around that time?
Eisenhower sounds right to me.
I think so.
But, we've had all of these stories and also experiences, and there's so much evidence, and there's a lot of people who uh, I think that the stuff that they put out, this is 5 batches now, and it's still kind of a, I don't want to say nothing burger, But to people that have already seen evidence, believed, seen things on our own, there's nothing yet that is truly astonishing for the community that already has been following this for like practically their whole life. Well, we're getting
Right?
a lot of comments now. So we've got, okay, Linda said bring on full disclosure. They feel like they can't do that. They got to bring everybody up to speed because there's so many people. And I know some of them that really don't believe in this, and it's like, cut it out. But I think we're to the point now, if you don't believe in it, you just don't want to believe in it.
They don't want to believe in anything. And then there's yeah, and it's all good. Like I don't care if you believe or not. It doesn't really matter, but
There's
there it
so
is.
much, and people have,
Right.
little video cameras in their pockets. There's so much.
Right.
Um,
I remember when I was telling you when I went out
the
to see Shawn in Las
CW.
Vegas,
Yeah.
um, that Daniel and I saw two aliens walking around. They were
Oh, tell
Nordic.
that story again. Hi, Kira.
Yeah. Um,
Nordics. Did they have the white hair? Oh, Carl said Truman, but now he's saying MJ12. I don't know what that means, Carl.
I know.
When he
Now
said
he's getting too
Truman.
smart for us. Oy.
Okay, now we're getting a couple of questions, but I
Okay.
want to.
I can hold this story.
No, tell the story.
Okay.
Somebody's saying my volume is low.
Your volume?
Mm, I
Um,
didn't turn it down, but while you tell the story, I'll look at my controls and see.
yeah, that sounds good.
Go
So
ahead.
I don't know exactly who they were. I would believe that they are Nordics. Nordics or Palladians. That's who I believe they are. They look very humanoid, but there's something off about them. Their facial features are a little bit bigger, like he had a little bit bigger head. The jawline was perfect, very big high cheekbones. Arms are a little bit longer, legs are a little, there's just something off about them. I don't know if it wasn't like their gait, but there was just something off. And that's how I picked up the energy. And we walked past this guy who was dressed in human clothes. He looked like he was going to work. He was in a beautiful suit. Um, and we were walking Las Vegas Strip at like 8:30 in the morning. We were, up exercising, and we walked past him. I felt the energy. If I didn't feel the energy, I would have walked right past him and not known the difference. But I felt the energy, recognized it was a off-worlder energy, and turned around and then was like I had just seen Santa Claus or someone famous. I'm like, oh my God, Daniel, get up. Okay, look at that's him. And he's like, who? Like he's thinking it's a famous person. But I was like, oh my God, oh my God. I said, that's an ET, that's an ET. So he kind of like tried not to be like nonchalant. Now I know and he knows that we're communicating through telepathy. Right. So he knows now that I know he's exists. So I'm like, oh, how are we going to do this? How am I going to say? And I just kind of stood there. I said, well, I know that he knows I'm there. And he went up kind of like a ramp and then over across the road on like a bridge. They have these interesting little bridges that you can cross over to get to the other side without dying. And so I just kind of stood there watching him. I was kind of amazed. It was really interesting. We just kind of like watched him and then watched him walk. I was like just drawn to his energy. Like, what is he doing? He's just walking, Susan. I know, but what is he doing? Like, it was just like needed to see him.
That's very cool.
It was very cool. His
Also
skin was
very weird.
different. There was everything about him was just a little bit not human. Yeah, it was really cool. And he
And
ignored us. I know he knew because I was ridiculous.
well, it was
And
nice that he ignored you because it could have been scary.
Well, yeah, right. I mean, he's going to ignore me because but they're here so that they can be seen, so they can be in the presence of humans and practice that. So his was to practice it. It was also his was to practice it being around a human that recognized him, which may have been not, doesn't happen all the time. So this may have been cool for him too, you know, like, oh my gosh, this crazy lady saw me, you know, like that could have been his story. We don't know what his story is, but,
Right. Well, I
um,
don't think all of them have the same idea, and I think some of them have been walking amongst us for a long time.
yes.
I don't think the story, I don't think your story's wrong. I just don't think it's that simple across the board always.
No, probably not. Probably not. Not this time.
Are
But I've
Nordics
had
supposed
other
to be,
experiences. So
are
yeah.
Nordics supposed to be Palladian?
Yeah. They're of a, like, I don't really know exactly how that's, it's like, it'd be like Americans, and then there's many different within the American umbrella, right? So,
Right.
um, yeah,
Well, we got PW. We're PW 75 SAD FGSG. We need a little Nicky name for you, PW. We need, because
yeah,
that's long. But asking our angels and falling angels, aliens, and UFOs, if, we just
mm,
kind of sort of said a little bit about it a minute ago. It could be a lot of different things. I don't, well, I don't necessarily think
mm-mm.
they all have a good agenda, but I do think if they wanted to hurt us, they could have done it a long time ago.
Oh,
And
completely.
demons don't need spaceships to get around. So, but
No, they don't.
I,
They
I don't,
they
I,
hijack other ways.
I don't know if you could say it's just one, like we just said a minute ago, one agenda, one, you know, overall generalized idea of, because some people do get abducted and some people do get hurt. Oh, that lady that we had on a few months ago, she was abducted and she was pregnant, and when she came back, her baby was gone. She
Hmm.
wasn't pregnant anymore.
Right.
Uh, that
But aliens, I mean, angels are angels. They're totally separate. You have
right,
the angelic realm, which is
right,
different. Fallen angels are a different realm, but they're still of the angelic and in the religious realm. They're still part of it. And then aliens are from different civilizations around our galaxy. There are planets and other, even interstellar, in nebulas, and like they can live wherever. I don't know all those answers, but that's
I
a good
think
question.
I suspect they're interdimensional and could even be from a different time and not necessarily different places. I don't
Yeah.
know, but I don't think that the answers are very, very simplistic as in they're all this and they're all that. Like just what she was saying, she saw Nordics. You hear people talking about reptilians. You hear people talking about the Greys. You hear people talking about aliens that look like a praying mantis.
The mantis beings, they're amazing. They're very healing.
Oh,
They're the
really?
healers. Yeah, I've seen one of those.
Tell us what you
Um,
know about that.
yeah, sure.
People talk
They
about those the least,
really?
I think.
Yeah. Huh. They come to those, I feel, that have healing qualities within their journey here on the planet. So healers will see mantis beings. You're going to see that that's not only because you not necessarily have just one race that will be assisting you, but they're very assisting. They're very gentle, or my experience, let's put it this way. My experience was very warm, gentle, very enlightening. Um, and I was sleeping. I was sleeping one night, and roll over. I wake up, and there's a mantis being, and it reached out. It had it had like little man. It was weird. It didn't have hands, so it had like these little mantis hands, and it just kind of reached out to touch me, and I, yeah, I received a healing treatment of some sort.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really amazing, and then everything just kind of was. Not that there was a color, but there was an energy orb around me, and I fell right back to sleep. So I couldn't tell you what happened. Did I wake up feeling amazing? No. Um, so I'm glad I didn't pay for it. Sorry, I don't know what is up with me. I'm giddy today.
That's
Um,
okay. You do
but
you.
I'm killing myself over here. Um, yeah, so I don't but I think it was a part of my ascension. I don't think it was like more physical healing as far as my ascension. And so then I went on to the first one that I ever channeled. Um, so I was awake, I'm channeling, I'm doing table tipping, and a reptilian came through.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that was the first one that ever came through, and I didn't like it. Did not like its energy. He was mean and kind of not warm, not friendly. He was kind of dismissive and um, he was complaining about trying to get into my space, my vessel, so that so when I channel, people will come through, and then I continue them on because I don't like them staying there. But he was trying, his energy was just so big that he was trying to get into my vessel, my space, and he was like, "Oh, you're so tiny, I can't get in here." He was like complaining. I'm like, "Dude, then leave. You know, you don't have to stay here. Go, shoo shoo." And so um it was felt very narcissistic to me. Like he was just kind of like trying to trick me. And I'm like, I don't like you. I don't like this. I'm shutting down now. You need to leave. Woo. And off he went. So
Interesting.
he looked very much the thing that I like would compare it to was like a Ninja Turtle. Remember the Ninja Turtles with
Yeah.
the turtle like breastplate? He
Yeah.
had one of those. It was very chiseled. So he was meaty. I don't know if it was strong, but there was a lot of meat to him. He had some, he was just meaty, is the only thing I can explain it. Um, he didn't have a mask. He didn't look like the Ninja Turtle, but he had an interesting face. It was very, uh, I don't know, kind of dragonish,
Yeah.
reptilianish, I guess. Yeah. So 2 feet, 2 arms, an interesting gray green ish, and with some brown in it, and that was it. I mean, we were kind of sharing the same space, so I wasn't standing there looking at him. I was just trying to like, and then I just shut down immediately, and I didn't channel for about 2 years after that. I'm like,
Wow.
I don't want to do this ever again because it was awful. It was not fun, but I've experienced worse. So there's
Well,
that.
there's always been a lot of stories about, and we have a question talking about
Hmm.
hybrids, but
Oh, Grace. Yep.
about hybrids between the reptilians and humans, and that you can see that in people sometimes that their eyes turn like a reptile with the slits and whatnot.
Yeah, their eyes. Yep, you'll see that.
And
Um,
even
s-
maybe blink this way instead of up and down. Would
yeah,
that be creepy?
that would be creepy. That would
Yeah.
be creepy. So I've had a little gray in my house. They're kind of like the little ones are tattletales. That's the way I look at them as. They're
Mm.
like coming to gather information and then go back to take it back. they've also are kind of from how they not how they describe themselves, but how others would describe them as they work for the tall grays, and the little ones, you're not supposed to be able to see them. And if you do see them, then then they have to abort their mission and leave immediately. But they're there to collect data. So for whatever reason, they were collecting data on me. They say the little grays work for the big grays, and the big grays work for the mantis beings. So they just report back.
That's interesting. Carrie said there's a hierarchy of entities in the darkness and in the light.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just box everyone as just a demon. That is
Correct.
true. Yes.
Yeah,
It's
very correct. Yep.
oversimplified thinking. Oversimplified thinking. What do we got here? Simon Park said he's a mantid contactee hybrid. I don't know who is Simon Park.
No, I don't know, but I'll write that down. All right, I'm going to write that down so I can look it up.
Linda said, "Hey Susan, you forgot about the old blue ray beings." I don't know anything
Oh,
about that.
the old blue-ray beings. I do not know anything about the old blue-ray beings.
She says ray. Does she mean like stingray or light
Ray as
year ray?
in light. Yeah. Ray, the word Ray comes across. That was actually one of my first table tipping guides. Was his name came across? His name was Ray, and I went like Ray, and they're like, no, it's Ray, as in sun ray. But yeah, that was interesting.
Interesting. Does Susan have implants? Has she had missing time?
Yes, I believe I have an implant. I'm not gonna go get it removed. I guess there's no real reason for it. It's old. It's very calcified the skin around it, so it's really is kind of embedded, and it would do more damage than it would be good to take out.
Wow, I
So
didn't know that about you. That's fascinating.
yeah, we didn't. Yeah, a long time ago. It was during the first Gulf War. I had that was my first remembered experience. I'm sure there was others, but um, I was dropped off. I don't remember being picked up. I just remember being dropped off. And I do have to say that my experiences have been loving. I've been I get very homesick. I get that summer camp homesick feeling sometimes.
Wow.
Um, so my experience when I see them, I get very excited. Not everybody has had that experience. Not everybody has. You know, there've been very scary experiences for some, like that woman that you were talking about. Um, and but I believe that mine was contractual coming here and being here on this planet, that I was supposed to go, like I'm here to have the human experience and take that information back to them. They're gathering information from me, and so anytime they came to take me back, I feel like that's a win for me. Um, because this is a really difficult planet to be on, and especially right now with everything that we're going through, this is a challenge.
I got like so everybody in the chat room is going crazy, and I love
Oh
it because
no.
I got so many.
Okay.
But I want to say something.
Yeah.
Do you think? Because I kind of think maybe we chose to be here at this pivotal time in history. Like we could have, can't prove it. We could have made a sole choice to be here, like knowing in
Mhm.
advance that this was going to be a very pivotal historical time, but also difficult. Full well know that was going to be difficult. That's just an idea that I have that maybe um, we may have known
Yep.
and we may have decided to do it anyway. And I'm gonna okay.
Yeah.
I'm going through some of these reptilians
Yeah, sure.
answer to the archons and the custodians. I hear a lot of people talking about archons.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know too much about arcana.
No, I don't either.
We've got Linda saying connected to the blue ray of God
Hmm.
consciousness.
Interesting.
That was very interesting, and we talked a little bit about colors and color healings, color energy last week when we had Angela Boley, psychic artist,
Yeah.
and she's going to come back
Ooh,
on
nice.
September 18th, and we're going to do a part two. So
Ooh,
that
that's
might
nice.
be something that we could bring up with her.
Hmm.
And, that's so cool because she's talking about light and color healing. And we
Hmm.
had a show not that long ago with, um, I feel bad now. I can't think of her name right off the top of my head, but I can see her face. I'm like that with people. But we were talking about sound healing.
Hmm.
And so, and healing by different frequencies. And
Hmm.
then, talking with Angela last week about light frequency healing, color healing, which is all very, very interesting. Okay, we've got Carrie saying Acturians and the autocorrect will say
Octurians. Yeah.
Acturians.
Octurians. Hmm. I have a great book. A friend of mine, he wrote, and it's called The Races of the World. And it goes in on all the different races. Our
Wow.
Keith Andrews, and he's really is a great guy, very knowledgeable. He's had many different off-world experiences. That's where he gets all his information from, and it's a good book if you're looking for um, a race book on, off-world races.
That's really interesting. Does it discuss races of people that no longer exist?
It,
You know what I
is
mean
that
by that?
on our planet? These are off-world.
Oh,
This would be
off-world.
races
Okay.
off-world and not from our planet. So it's about all the different ETs
Oh,
that you
okay.
could come across. So this would answer a lot of the questions that are there. I have
All
it in
right.
the other room. Oh no, I have it right there. Want me to grab it?
Never mind. You know what?
Okay,
I
good.
wasn't listening closely enough because I went
Okay,
looking for the name of that girl that was on the show because I'm embarrassed and she was so interesting.
that's all
And
right.
she's here in New Orleans with the New Orleans Paranormal.
I did too.
And her name is Jennifer Talley.
There you
Jennifer
go.
Talley. And I didn't want to forget her because she's really cool. She's with Haunted New Orleans, and
Yep.
they have a Paracon every year, and they just had their Paracon at the end of July. It was very successful. So if
Nice.
anybody wants to, in our listening area, lots of New Orleans people,
Yeah.
if you want to look up and plug into the New Orleans Paranormal Society. Okay, I fixed myself. Okay,
Good.
go ahead.
Well, I've got the we really only have like 10 minutes left, not even.
We only have 10 minutes left, and usually we do readings, but we've been talking
I
about
We've been talking about ETs
the whole time.
the whole time.
And I didn't even get to all of the comments. People are just really,
Into
they're
there's a
very
hunger for
in.
the knowledge of it. There's a
There
hunger.
is.
And it's a curiosity that is, I think, is healthy. Then you get to decide. Um, People get reabducted. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we got.
it's a common. I get a lot of stuff here. I see a lot of stuff. Um, yeah, there's just a lot of, whether they're orbs or they flash. I can go outside and say, when I'm really feeling lonely, I'll go outside and I'd be like, they can just sense it. And so then I get these, um, they look like um, satellites, but they're not. Because you can tell they're a
Interesting.
little bit different, and then they stay stationary, and then they just go, "Woo," and they just flash a couple of times, and they just kind of stay there, and then off they go, and they don't. They're kind of erratic. They just kind of like do 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 do. So nothing really goes like that. Um, and then I'm like, oh, that's really. And then my human wants more, so I'll be like, hey, if you could do that again, that'd be great. And then they do it over here. They change spots in the sky, so it's helpful for me knowing they're going to come someday and they'll be running around with us.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff that we have going on in just the paranormal. I hate the word community, but I'm gonna say community. And now a lot of things that we have not understood. I don't know if I should say a lot of things, but some people are starting to maybe link to or attribute to UFO UAP,
Hmm.
and that a lot of things. Oh, who is this?
This is Winston. He's
Winston.
he's not supposed to be in here, but whenever I do a show, he loves to come in. Only when I'm on your show.
Winston is he a Dane?
He's a Great Dane. Yeah.
Winston, you are a good boy.
Buddy.
You should
He's
come to
hungry. This is
every
his I've missed his
single
dinner time.
show. Yes, the Susan and Winston show.
This is Winston
But he's
show.
adorable. Anyway, some things like I was just thinking about orbs.
Yeah.
That orbs had always, first of all, and I was not on board with this back in the day of people saying orbs aren't real, they don't mean anything, they're just bugs or dust. Well, we know better than that, and they just didn't want to say anything about orbs. But you could go out and you could get orb pictures in the wintertime in a
Right.
cemetery, and okay, it's not
Right.
bugs. And if it were a dust speck, that would be on the same place on every picture. But
Right.
nobody wanted to talk about orbs. And if you talked about orbs, they would all start laughing at you. And now they're talking about them again. And for sure, we know it's an energy manifestation. It could be
Hmm.
spirit, but it could be UFO. And they see orbs, looks like orbs outside in the sky. So, is there a link there? Not really sure, but interesting. Anyway, I got last question from PW. Has Susan seen cryptids?
Yes. I'm
Oh,
going out tomorrow,
it,
and we're going to investigate in the Bridgewater Triangle in Massachusetts. Not sure where everyone else is from, but that's where I'm from, New England girl. And we're going to walk around with my friend Wojo that was in the beginning of the show. And
we'll say hi to Wojo again. Hi, Wojo.
he's
Miss America
probably not
Day. Hi,
even here.
Wojo. He said something a few minutes ago.
He gets points. He gets points. Um, and so, yeah, we're going to run around tomorrow in the woods tomorrow night.
Nice. And you were recently at a Bigfoot event. Here's Carol saying
Oh, I'm
Dr. Frank
going.
is
Oh,
listening.
yep. We love you, Carl. I want to go run around the woods with Carl and see what we can do. Bigfoot squatching. So, I got to go out there. He's going to come this way. But the Bridgewater Triangle is full of stuff. It really is. We see lights. Um, there's all sorts of different colored lights, like in the woods. It's very Native American sacred ground that we'll be walking in. So you're going to be dealing with that. And there's first settler energy. So you've got those people. So there's a lot going on there. And I believe some skinwalker energy as well. So that's the only thing that I don't particularly care about, but that's all there and we got to deal with it. So,
Yeah, the Skinwalker thing. That when okay, I've been into that a little bit recently. Um, Again, I'm in northeast Oklahoma,
hmm.
and basically, there's a lot of stories around here. People talk about little people. They talk about, of course, Bigfoot. They talk about Dogman. They talk about werewolves. All of that kind
Right.
of stuff.
They have
Um,
amazing recordings. The recordings are just amazing. And so, yeah, it'll be a fun night. It will be a
Carrie
fun night.
said, I've seen a skinwalker.
Oh,
All that
Carrie.
gets really creepy. Maybe it's just because it's Native American lore. Like a lot of it feels like forbidden. And the people are like that too. Some will talk about it. Some will feel like don't talk about it. Some will feel like it's bad luck
Right.
to talk about it. They feel like
Mhm.
seeing the little people, it might be bad luck
Right.
and stuff like that. It's kind
Yeah.
of interesting because um, it's like we always think of little people as like elves and cute little gnomes and fairies and stuff, but even in the UK, when they tell stories about little people in other places, they are, they kind of, it's not all associated with, cutesy little things that live, amongst the tree trunks and whatever. It's a lot more, I don't want to say sinister, but in some regards. And we got Wojo saying, I'm here listening, Susan. Yes, we'll be going out researching. Can't wait. We're just finishing up the here and then we gotta go. They
We
are
gotta go.
hundreds of very dark experiments. And we've got one more from PW. Some people who see cryptids also get abducted and must be linked. It might be linked. A
Yep.
lot of people in the paranormal have different types of experiences,
Yeah. Thank you,
and
PW. Great information. Yeah, I agree with
really
that.
interesting. So
I
we're gonna say
I
to
got one more
Susan,
thing to do shout out before I go. I am going
okay,
to be at the Caribou Con up in Canada,
cool
September
name.
18th to the 20th. And I would love to see you guys come up. Anybody that's in that area, oh, definitely come on up. It's going to be great. We're going to be doing all sorts of stuff at night, haunted locations. We're doing um, the UFO sky stuff. We're not calling it CE5, but he's got something else going on. It's going to be really great.
And you can buy tickets, or what do you
You
have
can
to do?
buy tickets.
Register?
Just Google Caribou Con on Facebook. You can go right on. Yeah, BOO, Caribou Con.
Okay, Carrie says, where is that at? She is in Canada.
Oh, okay. So British Columbia, it is 108 Mile Ranch.
You know what, Carrie? Just Carrie, you gotta friend me up on Facebook.
Yeah, that's a
And
good
then,
way. Yeah.
because I could get you all kinds of information that way, and put you in touch with
hmm
Susan
It's
and
like
Reader.
5 hours north of Vancouver. So we're
Okay,
flying into Vancouver and driving north. So
coolness.
that's in that area.
Yeah. Carrie said she's not on Facebook.
Oh,
Okay,
interesting.
so you got that coming up, and if people
Yeah.
want to find you,
Cape Cod Happy Medium.com.
CapeCodHappyMedium.com. We are so thankful to be with you today. Thank you for showing up. Next week we have James Baxter, and we're going to be talking about that. Olivia book is coming out that was written from my experience. I talk about that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Paranormal investigation of that um, older building that was a hotel and turned into haunted apartments in Joplin, Missouri. He's going to be here and talking about all of his books as well.
Yeah.
And also stay tuned for Spirit Switchboard with Carrie Lynn Shellhorn. You have been listening to Father Sean's Paranormal Mystery on UPRN 107.7 FM New Orleans and 105.3 FM in the Gulf Coast. And we are wishing you a wonderful night and a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week.